Have you ever felt stuck, waiting for that one big break to change your life? You have big dreams, but taking that first step feels like trying to climb a mountain. Well, you're not alone. This is the story of a young man named Kabir. Learned that the secret to achieving incredible success isn't about giant leaps, but about something much smaller and more powerful. In a quiet village lived Kabir, a young man known for his sharp mind and even sharper wit. Everyone agreed Kabir was destined for great things. But Kabir had a secret enemy: procrastination. He was always waiting for the perfect moment, the grand opportunity that would launch him into the stratosphere of success. He'd spend his days dreaming of a fancy job in the big city, but never actually took any steps to get there. He'd tell his friends, "Why bother with small tasks? I'm saving my energy for the big one." But the big one never seemed to arrive. His grandfather, a man with kind eyes and a wealth of wisdom, would watch him with a gentle smile. "Kabir," he'd say, "a mighty river begins with a single drop of rain. Don't dismiss the small things." Kabir would nod, but the lesson never truly sank in. He was convinced that small efforts were a waste of his potential. He wanted to make a splash, not a ripple. One day, feeling particularly lost and frustrated, Kabir sought the counsel of Baba Guru, a wise old man who lived on the outskirts of the village. Everyone said Baba Guru had a way of seeing the path when others only saw the fog. Kabir explained his dilemma, his grand ambitions, and his complete lack of progress. Baba Guru listened patiently, his gaze calm and steady. He didn't offer a magic solution or a grand plan. Instead, he handed Kabir a simple empty notebook and a pen. "Starting tomorrow," he said, "I want you to do just 3 small things each day. Things so easy, you can't possibly say no. Maybe read 1 page of a book, do 5 push-ups, or learn 1 new word. At the end of the day, write them down in this book." "That's all?" Kabir was baffled. "That's it? How will doing 5 push-ups get me a job in the city?" he asked, his voice laced with skepticism. Baba Guru simply smiled. "The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Just try it. Trust the process." Reluctantly, Kabir agreed. The first day, he read a single page, did 5 push-ups, and learned the meaning of the word perseverance. It felt almost silly, ridiculously easy. He wrote it down. The next day, he did the same, and the next. Some days he almost forgot. He'd be ready for bed when he'd remember his promise to Baba Guru. With a sigh, he'd get up and do his tiny tasks. After a couple of weeks, he went back to Baba Guru, holding the notebook. "I've been doing it," he said, "but nothing has changed. I'm no closer to my dream job." Baba Guru took the notebook and flipped through the pages. "You think nothing has changed?" he asked. "Look, you have read 14 pages of a book. You have done 70 push-ups. You have learned 14 new words. Before you had done none of these things. You are not the same person you were 2 weeks ago." He then shared a powerful idea with Kabir. "Success," Baba Guru explained, "is not an event. It is a process. It's the sum of all your small daily efforts. Imagine improving by just 1% every day. It seems like nothing, right? But after a year, that tiny 1% improvement, compounded daily, makes you over 37 times better. It's the magic of aggregation. Small habits are the building blocks of massive achievements." Something clicked in Kabir's mind. He finally understood what his grandfather and Baba Guru had been trying to teach him. It wasn't about the single heroic leap. It was about the discipline of showing up every day. The confidence wasn't going to come from a big win. It would be built brick by brick, with every small task he completed. From that day on, Kabir's perspective shifted entirely. His 3 daily tasks were no longer a chore, but an opportunity. He started to enjoy the feeling of accomplishment, no matter how small. He finished his first book, then another. His 5 push-ups became 10, then 20. He started spending 15 minutes each day researching companies in the city. He wasn't waiting for motivation anymore. He was creating it. His notebook became his most prized possession. It was a physical record of his commitment, a testament to his growing discipline and self-belief. He could literally see his progress page by page. This visible proof was incredibly powerful. It silenced the voice of doubt in his head that used to tell him he was ungood enough. Months passed. The city announced a major recruitment drive for a prestigious company, the very kind of job Kabir had dreamed of. A year ago, the news would have filled him with anxiety and dread. He would have felt completely unprepared, another opportunity passing him by. But this time was different. Because of his daily habits, Kabir had unknowingly been preparing for this moment all along. He had read books on his industry, had improved his vocabulary and communication skills. He had built the physical and mental stamina to handle pressure. He wasn't starting from zero. He was starting from a foundation of hundreds of small, consistent wins. He applied for the job with a newfound confidence. When he was called for an interview, he didn't panic. He simply added "prepare one interview question" to his daily list. Day by day, he prepared. When he walked into the interview room, he was calm, articulate, and knowledgeable. He didn't just answer the questions. He shared insights he had gathered over months of consistent learning. He got the job. When the news reached the village, everyone celebrated. Kabir had done it. He had landed his dream job in the city. But when his friends crowded around him, asking for his secret, he didn't talk about a single moment of brilliance. He pulled out his worn-out notebook. He showed them the pages filled with his simple, daily tasks. "This is the secret," he said. It wasn't one big step. It was 1,000 small ones. It was choosing to be 1% better today than I was yesterday. Kabir's story became a legend in the village, but not because he got a fancy job. It was because he showed everyone that they, too, had the power to change their lives. They didn't need to wait for a miracle. They just needed to start. A young woman started a small garden by planting one seed a day. A craftsman started his own business by carving one small piece of wood each evening. The village transformed, not overnight, but slowly, surely, one small habit at a time. Kabir's journey proved that the most powerful force for change isn't a sudden burst of inspiration, but the quiet, relentless rhythm of daily discipline. The secret to achieving your biggest dreams lies in the smallest of actions repeated day after day. So what is your 1% improvement for today? What is the one tiny step you can take right now that your future self will thank you for? Don't underestimate its power. Start small, stay consistent, and watch as your small efforts compound into extraordinary success. Thanks so much for watching. If this story resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content to help you on your journey. See you in the next video.